see a lot of mistakes that people make in the gym, and I see a lot of mistakes that people make with their diets. And it basically comes down to one thing, and that's consistency. Okay, every mistake that a person makes has to do with consistency. For instance, you know, a guy wants to get in shape. He wants to have large, lean muscles where he looks really muscular, really good. Okay. So what a lot of people will do is, instead of setting a goal and working consistently towards that, they'll switch up their goals constantly. And I've talked about this before. You know, I want to get a little bit leaner so you could see the muscles that I've got. Great. So you lose a little bit of fat. Fat covers your whole body, not just your stomach, okay? Fat covers your arms, your chest, your shoulders, your back. So when you lose fat on your arms, your chest, your shoulders, and your back, you think you're losing muscle, so you panic. So then you're like, damn, I need to go ahead and bulk up because I'm losing size here, okay? Because your shirts aren't fitting as well, of course, because you're losing that booby hair, that booby fat, you're losing the back fat, okay? And, you know, so then you go into like a bulking phase. You start getting even more fat around your stomach and you're like, damn it, I'm getting fat again. I need to stop and I need to start, you know, cutting. And you bounce back and forth from cutting and bulking, and you never get anywhere. When if you had just said, listen, I'm going to cut down the fat, and when I get lean, or at least relatively lean, you're going to slowly build clean, lean muscle, you would have gotten much better results. Yeah, you would have gotten smaller. It's because you're covered in fat. Your entire body is covered in fat, some places more than others. But if you would just make peace with that fact and be like, listen, I'm going to cut down all of the fat on my body. And then when you get at least relatively lean, if not totally ripped, then slowly put on more muscle, okay, without getting fat again. And that brings me to my next point, okay? You have so many people who get really, really lean, and they're like, well, now I'm going to go ahead and build some muscle. And then they get fat again, okay? I said it before, I'm going to say it again. You cannot force feed your muscles, okay? It's like, you know, having a tank of gas. You know, it's good to have a full tank of gas, but if you just, you know, spray gas into a full gas tank, it's going to overflow over everywhere. It's going to make a mess. And that's the same thing that happens if it's like, I need to eat big to get big, so I'm going to eat more and more and more and build muscle. No, you're not. You're going to eat more and more and more. At some point, you're going to have enough to fuel your workouts, fuel your day, and to rebuild your muscles after a workout. Anything after that is going to get stored as fat, okay? So once again, you know, by, you know, wanting to get results yesterday, you force feed yourself, eat way the hell too much, and next thing you know, you're getting fat and you're losing progress. You're regressing. You're not making consistent progress towards your goal. With workouts, you know, I love this story because, you know, this was just like the most blatantly, obviously glaring story that I've ever had of this happening. But it happens on many different levels. Years ago, I was working for a security company as the trainer, and I was talking to one of my supervisors, and he and one of the other supervisors went to the gym. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. What did you guys do? Oh, man, we did everything. We did, you know, chest press and bench deck and barbells and cables and dumbbells, and we did this and that. And, man, we just did everything. And da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, really? You know, you guys work out a lot? No, man, this is the first time. I'm like, why don't you just start slowly? No, man, we just went straight up hardcore. Well, they just went straight up, killed themselves, had straight up muscle pain the next day. Delayed onset muscle soreness really comes 48 hours afterwards. So if these guys had pain the next day, you know they were dying 2 days later, okay? Never ever went to the gym again in their lives. So once again, they wanted to have results yesterday. Because of that, they had legitimate muscle pain that gave them a legitimate reason not to go to the gym the next day or at all for the rest of the week, but they didn't even go back after the pain went away. Now, let's say these guys had made consistent progress towards their goal, okay? Let's say these guys had gone to the gym and done a light workout, relatively low volume, okay, not a lot of sets, not a lot of reps, just a few exercises just to wake their muscles up. They would still have been sore, but they would probably have been able to go back a couple times that week. The next week it would have been better, and they could slowly increase that over a period of weeks and months and years. They would be enormous by now. They would be in whatever shape they wanted to be in if they had been consistently working out this whole time, but they didn't. They wanted immediate results, and what happened? they didn't hurt themselves as in physically injuring themselves, but they got so sore they could never go back for the rest of the week. And because of that, they weren't excited and motivated anymore, so they never went back. A lot of people do actually hurt themselves. They do actually pull something or strain something, use poor form. You try to use weight that you can't use, or do a body weight movement you can't do properly because you're not strong enough, you're not ready for it. Instead of slowly, consistently working towards it, you hurt yourself the first day and then you never ever go back. So those are like two really good things that I can tell you. You know, make consistent effort, okay? Cut down on the junk food. Then, maybe cut down on your carbs. Then maybe cut down on, your fat. And then slowly add everything back in, okay? Go and do a light workout and then slowly build it up. Don't be like, oh, well, today, I heard that Sly Stallone, when he was getting ready for one of his movies, ate nothing but canned tuna and drank water for a month straight, so that's what I'm going to do. Well, you know what? That's great if Stallone does that, but if you're, drinking a case of beer, drinking a case of soda, drinking, a pot and a half of coffee and eating, 10 pizzas a day, and you're going to go straight from living like that to living on nothing but, canned tuna and water, there's no way in hell it's going to work. Your body's going to rebel against you. Slow it down, okay? So that's what I'm basically saying. Come up with a plan, come up with a goal, make consistent effort towards that goal, consistently progress in that direction. Do not stop, do not regress, and you would be amazed at how quickly you achieve your goals.